Okay, right. We had some technical problems, and this is the second try, but fortunately we did not get a chance to record much, and now this seems to be going more smoothly.
You mentioned you had an idea.
Yes, but first, to help demonstrate the idea, I want to see. Also, I just noticed before starting this recording that Skype has an option to also share all the computer audio the computer is generating in addition to the microphone. So, are you hearing anything?
I'm hearing the glorious sounds of hyperspeed in real time.
Ooh.
It's fantastic. Everything I dreamed it would be.
Would have been fancy if I had noticed that way earlier.
It's okay.
Well, this game isn't, huge on sound anyway.
Well, this was kind of how it went in this sort of generation. You could have sound or sound effects.
Yeah, or rather sound effects or music.
Yes, excuse me.
Oop.
Shadow of the Beast being a good example of that. Always pick the music. The music was great. Psygnosis published games in general used to that awesome visuals and music. The gameplay, it's a rather hit and miss. Well, yeah. I am suddenly reminded of Agony the Owl.
Yeah, that game just sounds beautiful. I've been thinking I should learn how to play that on the piano, since it uses that instrument, or rather samples that instrument or something.
Didn't you once link me to some symphonic metal band that uses Agony in one of its tracks?
Possibly. I do not remember.
I may have to look into that between recordings. We remain tuned, viewers.
Gasp.
I also have to wonder, what are the odds that we find the same individual every time we go down to the same planet?
I don't know, maybe this place is really sparsely populated.
Yeah, maybe. Because in Millennia, it kind of made sense, because wasn't there like a designated person who spoke to you?
Okay. Oh, we have these guys again. So, I have a theory that it is actually these guys who are Rob heads, and the guys I previously said are Rob heads, I was mistaken, and those are actually the Synox.
I think that would make sense, given that this is just a head.
Yeah, female radioactivity. Well, this guy doesn't seem any more coherent than previously. Robhead, Synox, and
It reminds me of this book I used to have as a child that it took a biological look at what life on other planets would be like. And I forget if it was Jupiter or Saturn, but it said that because of what the planet is, that being a gas giant, any life would have to just be a cluster of electrons, and that's about it. And for some reason I'm reminded of that here.
So, doesn't seem we can get much out of these guys, but I am thinking we before found before we found that Synox guy who wanted to come along, we learned about this place, as I recall, by blowing up a bunch of those crewless planets for that one guy, which we then didn't do because we rolled back time. So
truly, time is convoluted in Orlando.
yes. Lunchtime doubly so. So I'm thinking, I think this guy asked something about rob heads. So I'm thinking maybe we'll get somewhere if we give him location of the rob heads, or
Yeah, it's possible.
maybe we can get something out of him that would be useful to say to the rob heads or something.
It would make sense, because, as you say, at the minute, we're not getting anything coherent or incoherent. It is a very silly flight pattern, isn't it?
Yes.
It's as high as you can, as fast as you can, and then just sort of hide.
No, well, at this point I actually can just... Maybe I should have tried doing this earlier.
Well, we'll know for next time.
Also, now you can hopefully hear that the game also informs you, in addition to those lines, that with that ticking sound.
Yes.
Here we go. So I think these guys are Synox.
I think because the password is impossible not Synox, so
Howdy.
it might make sense.
Right, me Synox brain radioactivity. Me 256. Well, he's seems to be more forthcoming than the last time we bumbled here. Maybe it has something to do with meeting that other Synox guy first. Yes, I know that is where we are now. You know Robhead. Actually, yes, we do know them now. You give me... Okay. Great genetic me like Robhead. Not sure which one of these is number 4. Well, let's give this a try.
I see. I thought he wanted 4 planets with Robhead on them. Like your other fellow who wanted the antenna.
That also makes sense. Well, I don't know the identity, but... Let's see. Or maybe.
Do we know if this is the right tack to be taking here? Or is this just something we are trying?
I think so. Let's see if... Okay, I think I was at... this place... Okay, so let's see if we can get... or if just in that guy's ramblings there is something that might be the name of the planet.
It might be worth a check. If we can divine anything from what it's saying.
Let's see if the if identity is even something we can mention. Female could disarm small scientist. Agent. Let's see. Nope. Okay.
If that's the designation for this planet, I suppose that makes sense if these guys are like the scientist types.
What, the robheads?
Yeah.
And now they are like the remains of an robotic, invasion force that got defeated and heads chopped off, and few of them survived as just heads.
Oh, okay.
The Sinox, they are the tech guys.
Oh, never mind then. Now I'm getting my stories mixed up.
Okay, so if that is...
But no, my thought was that like if they're the scientifically minded types, they may not actually give names to planets. They just be, this is planet 1, that is planet 2, and so on.
Okay, this should be another rocket place which we already did visit, so let's see what we have here.
A crevasse. Look at that.
Just checking it. Okay, it's the same ramblings. So maybe maybe I just need to say planet. Yes. Okay. This.
So if my hunch is correct, we only need to find 2 more?
Yes, and it just so happens we transported 4 of those antenna guys, and each of them gave us the location of one of these.
Excellent!
Come on. Ooh, this planet looks just the same from orbit as the previous one.
It makes you feel all small and insignificant, doesn't it?
Not really. I mean, we have a button that makes planets explode.
Yeah, you see, I always feel small and insignificant, but okay.
Oh, you are not small and insignificant.
For a better timed version of that joke, watch Mystery Science Theater 3000 doing This Island Earth.
This Island Earth, is that the one that they used for the Mystery Science Theater movie, which incidentally they had the allotted runtime was shorter than the length of the actual This Island Earth movie, so they had to chop it up?
Yes.
That's kinda weird.
That may actually make a lot of sense, because the Mystery Science Theater movie feels like the movie they're watching is really, really truncated. Like it's a case of they get to Metaluna and just immediately leave. But if they had to cut it for time, I guess that would make sense.
The random things we get to talking about during these uneventful gameplay sections.
I just feel like one of us should start calling the other Zach, and then this whole weird pop culture hole will be complete.
What about York?
Possibly, but York seemed to be the person who was... York was the person who was doing all the weird talking.
Bye. Oh, I kind of wonder what that Xenox guy wants with these, but well, if they are the technology guys and these are, you know, what remains of some ancient robot menace, well, I can see what appeal that would hold.
Yeah, it would be, you know, something akin to the Borg. Just collect data and use it to improve.
Well, I don't think the Xenox are a hive mind, but...
Well, they don't seem to be, because we have to, like, speak to individuals. And identify ourselves to individuals, but... Well, who knows?
Honestly, so far the crawlies seem like the guys who are most like, you've met one, you've met them all.
Do you want to talk about guns? Because I do like talking about guns. And how much I hate the other crewless guys.
Well, the antenna guys... Well, They're also very similar, but hey, they are cute and help-friendly, so I don't mind that so much.
Come to think of it, this doesn't seem to be... So it's a staple in your science fiction where, for example, the Klingons are the warrior guys,
Planet
and the Ferengi
of Hats.
the Ferengi will take your money. But like, that seems remarkably narrow-minded, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What are humans like? Well, there's several billion of us. So.
Yeah, and one thing coming across mentioned that, the Klingons, who are the warrior species, they have one predominant, martial art. And how many do humans have?
This is also true. And marrying up an idea you mentioned off camera, I believe, there's an episode of Voyager where a character ends up in the Klingon afterlife.
Yes, that was actually, I believe that was written by Ronald D. Moore, and it was an unused script he wrote for Worf that he repurposed for that.
But that seems kind of bizarre because it's like, well, now we know which one is the real one. Assuming that is real and not just a fever dream.
No, that is actually something the episode left open. Like, is this really happening, or is this person just, tripping balls? I mean, like it happened, like, I don't remember what, like the person got injured and was briefly comatose and saw visions of the Klingon afterlife there and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's I recall. This particular character is injured, and then their perspective for the entire rest of the episode is that essentially they're on a boat across the River Styx.
Yeah,
I believe. But then the real world is trying to save this character, and philosophical questions.
Yeah, and Torres, who is the half Klingon person in question, is like arguing with the doctor that she has to be allowed to go there, and the doctor is, wait, no, that's keeping you in an injured state deliberately. That's stupid.
The literal opposite of my job.
Also, I want to mention on camera the idea I had for Ferengi Hell. You mentioned that.
You should explain that. It was a good idea.
You first mention what the actual Ferengi Hell is. You know it better than me.
The Ferengi Hell is... Now I'm put on the spot. The name is... It's something like the Vault of Desolation or something like that.
Yeah.
And basically it's a room with no money in it. The Ferengi being just mercenary traders.
And my idea was that Ferengi Hell should be a communist utopia where there are other people, but everybody is, happy and content and prosperous, and they have everything they want. And, if you're a Ferengi there, you just go back and forth trying to figure out, what you could sell to someone, where you could gain it, but nobody really is lacking anything.
It's the world without lawyers.
Okay, so let's see, head planet 145. Okay, yeah, that we've already been there. That was the... Let's see, I think where the other Synox guy is.
So maybe if you keep giving him the planet designations, he'll give you more clues?
Let's see. 145. I don't know what that means really, but well, let's write that down.
Such is the way with adventure games like this one.
Okay. Then we had 2, 6, 7. Oh, wait. Right. Oh, sorry. That what I just wrote down. That was what we already knew and gave to him. Whoops.
Yeah, no, it looks here like he's filing that stuff.
Okay, so... And... Head, planet, next was... 387... And finally... Robhead, planet 403.
Planet Forbidden. Ah, Forbidden Planet. I see what I did there.
It's also like how these days there's there's the what's the an HTTP error message for like access forbidden for legal reasons, which is error 451.
I didn't know that.
Now you know.
So what would that be like, trying to access illicit materials, or trying to, like, I don't know, download books or something?
Well, it can be. Well, I've seen it come up something like, information that, about the person, and they contact someone that says, hey, that's, illegal to have that in.
Okay.
People access to that, or something like that.
I didn't know that.
Okay, anyway, great, me give great genetic Robhead. Okay. So... Okay, that seems like it should provide some progress, but now what?
Do you now need to go and talk to the Robhead? Will they now speak to you as opposed to just throwing out gibberish?
I have no idea.
Good times!
Okay, well, let's see. Maybe this? Mentioned this great genetic Robhead. Is that something? Scientist free genetic?
Hasn't Great Genetic been a named character thus far. Or it seems like Great Genetics should be a name.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah. Christo was part of the name of those antenna planets. Impossible not Xenox. Yes, we have heard that before. Actually.
Very clever.
Actually, let's see. What if we tell him that? Code impossible. Not Xenox. Great idea, not impossible. Okay, honestly, I'm going to look this up in the solution. Something.
There is a game my friends and I are playing, and one of them has a walkthrough. And he's doing the quizmaster thing, like, well, what do we have in the inventory that could maybe open this door? That sort of thing. And there is one point where the three of us look at a puzzle and just immediately go, I can't fathom this. Give me the solution. It was a nice sort of coming together moment that we all just sort of, no, we're not doing this bit.
Okay. Right. That.
Galaxy map activated.
Okay. So.
Hyper base activated.
Okay. So apparently, what that chap went to is actually fix the Rob heads. So let's see what we can get out of them now.
That is actually pretty clever. I like that line of thinking.
I thought that might be it, but wanted to check.
I suppose it also puts paid to something else I was saying earlier, that we're not the only ones with interstellar capabilities. Especially since those King Pack guys raced us that one time.
Oh, yes, this seems much more coherent. Great brain. Great brain. Oh, and I just now noticed that the terrain actually shows through that timer window.
It does. That seems like it shouldn't be happening.
Okay, so this guy wants us to destroy Maxon for some reason. And then he will help us. And we already have those coordinates. So...
I feel like this may be a trap.
Well, they are the remains of an invasion force, so it makes sense they would have some destructive tendencies.
Yeah. Well, in the first few episodes we came across the crewless who said, go and kill that guy over there. And if you do that, that's not the way to progress through the game, I seem to recall.
Actually, that does follow some progress, but there was the problem that the guys we killed had useful information, so
Okay.
let's see, who does this want to...
Bulk sending activated.
Now let's see if this terrain's going to do that thing with the clock again.
Yeah.
Activated.
Well, it's not going high enough. Okay.
Yeah. Ooh. You destroy 4 Krulisul for Krulisvar. Huh? Kill.
What has science done?
Galaxy map activated.
And the next one...
Hyper base activated.
Let's see.
Bulk sending.
Whoop.
Well, now that's doubly cruel. Oh, game.
Activated.
Oh. Okay, this guy has a high opinion of himself. It's just to destroy Synox. So... Okay, he doesn't actually tell the locations, but...
Galaxy map.
Guess we have to find them ourselves.
We already do... We already have the locations, actually. Actually, one of the Synox we had in our cargo, and we dropped him off, but I did mark where we left him. I wonder... Would he accept if we... Since we can get one of them in the cargo bay, would he accept disintegrating the guy, or does it have to be destroying the whole planet he's on?
An interesting thought.
Base activated.
Because I'm going over my notes here, and I only bizarrely have like one Synox planet written down. So
Bulk sending activated.
And this guy... What do you want?
Activated.
Oh. Okay, he wants Migrax. So, so he wants the Migrax. And he actually wants both of them. Well, all of them, which means just two. So,
He's mildly genocidal.
I think what we are going to do is I will save. And we are going to go murdering people, get our rewards for that, and then reload.
Hooray!
So, well, let's do the easiest one first. Namely, get Carter, I mean Maxon.
Hyperspace activated.
Obviously not even Captain Blood would be enough to kill Carter, since he's played by Michael Caine.
It was a pretty good role for him, wasn't it?
Right, so...
Vision space activated. Destroy planet activated.
And away it goes.
Vision space activated.
Right, so...
Map activated.
Let's see, what does he have to say now? Keep calling these robots he's, even though I guess they don't have
Hyperspace
genders.
activated.
Though given how, the aliens in general here all talk about wanting the hut on the Yante females, it's probably safe to consider most of them to be male.
Maybe it's one of those bizarre things like how Species 8472 has something like 47 combinations of gender.
Bulk sending.
I shouldn't laugh because it's basically us who are losing out there, but that's still funny to me.
Nah, it's not losing much. Oh,
Capcom activated.
yes. Yeah, we did that. Yes. Okay, so you destroy me, give Great Spirit you information. You rendezvous friend Robhead. Is that all? Or didn't mean to click there. I mean, that's kinda useful, since we need to know where all of them are to get to this point where they are fixed and we can talk to them properly.
Capcom activated.
Yeah, bye.
Galaxy map.
Yeah, wouldn't it be the case that he's telling us where to find the other Robheads, but we need to know where they are in order to get that information anyway?
Well, let's go.
Basically putting a key behind the locked door that it opens, sort of thing.
We...
Hyperspace.
Anyway, that guy he directed us to was the one who wants the rule is gone, so let's go kill some other people first, since the other two only want
Bulk sending
both want
activated.
two guys dead. And just checking that this is where I left one of those. I think this was the Synox.
Capcom activated.
Yeah.
activated.
Bye.
Planet activated. Vision base activated. Galaxy activated.
Okay, then the other one was the 238 and 51.
Hyper base activated.
Okay, let's check to make sure.
Always a good idea if you're going to be just randomly blowing up planets.
This isn't random.
Well, no, not if we check first.
Upcom activated.
Right.
Vision
This
base
is the
activated.
correct place, though not sure why why any of the Rob heads would have anything against that guy, since he fixed them.
Vision base activated.
And
Galaxy map activated.
okay, and then the Migrax, which I do have written down. I believe those were the Giger alien-looking guys.
Hyper base activated.
The Xenomorph is in everything. Like Contra.
Actually, I think one of these guys was the one we took to another planet and then took him back. Took him back to his home planet, and he said, you know, thanks, I'm going to go find some ladies now, and disappeared. But I don't know, maybe blowing up the planet still counts.
Landing activated.
The Rob heads don't need to know that we evacuated everybody before we blew up the planet.
Yeah, he's gone.
Vision base activated. Destroy planet activated.
Come to think of it, to be on the safe side,
Vision base activated.
I think I'll go also blow up the planet where we picked up that Sinox guy we transported.
You gotta help me, viewers. Crowley's gone mad with power.
There's still over 32,000 planets left. I mean, if I blow up, what, 6? What's the big deal?
Destroy planet
It's the
activated.
principle of the thing.
I mean, like, we have over 7 billion people.
Activated.
Doesn't that mean that, you know, murder should be a less of a crime, since that has less of an impact overall?
Well, I mean, when you put it in terms of statistics...
Hyper base activated.
This should be... where we had that second Migrax guy. Well,
Extended.
okay, planet, I'm going to blow you up on the principle just for that.
That is the right thing to do. You'd be justified in doing that.
Upcom activated.
Yes. Yes, I am a great friend of yours.
Activated. Destroy
See how great I am. See? I'm such a great friend I ensured you don't have to worry about anything ever again.
Galaxy map activated.
That is absolutely fantastic.
Right, so now let's go see what we get for our
Hyperspace
quotation mark troubles.
Pulse sending activated.
Hopefully this will be something really, really useful.
Yes.
Like the coordinates for the next duplicate.
Yeah, we went and did that. Yes. 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 Okay. That's again just the coordinates of another Rob head.
Are they just leading us around in circles now?
Oops, wrong button. Let's see what this one has to say.
Hyperspace activated. Pulse sending.
Can we destroy this planet too? Again, on principle.
I think we could, but let's first see what this guy has to say.
Activated.
Yes. 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 Ooh. Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, bye. And I am going to load.
You sly boots. Now no one has died.
Galaxy map activated.
Just this once, Rose. I really don't like Christopher Eccleston as the Doctor.
Hyperspace.
I thought he was okay.
It's just too much of a... I feel too much of a regular guy.
No, I can see that. I mean, I'm of the opinion, I'm a big fan of Tom Baker,
Mm.
by and large, because he is a madman in a box, which is essentially what I'd be doing if I had, you know,
Oh,
time and universe bending capabilities.
personally, I want to convince my brain that Christopher Eccleston was never the Doctor and the Ninth Doctor was in fact played by Richard E. Grant. God.
That is a good way of looking at it.
Have you seen Scream of the Shalka?
Not that I recall, so I'm going to say no.
Oh, it was a... Do you know what it is?
One of the Doctor Who stories.
Yeah, it was...
Was it one of the radio plays?
No, actually, I think
Oh,
it
no,
was, it was an anime... Made it to mini-series. I think it was released over the internet a few years before the 2005 return.
Okay. Because I know that the BBC has hired someone to animate some of the older radio plays.
Radio plays?
Yeah, for the, like...
Do you mean, animate lost TV serials?
I might be thinking of that because I'm sure that some of the animation is Hartnell and Troughton.
Yes,
and
I showed you that one Troughton. Or
yeah, and I
don't see.
Don't see why they would have done radio stuff. Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Yes. I really liked Richard E. Grant's Doctor. He had this nice, grumpy, well, not quite old man, but no, this grumpy guy who had a nice misanthropic streak. That's one of the another one of the things I don't much care for the new Doctor Who, where the doctors is like, ooh, humans, awesome! Well, mainly that they are way too much that.
I do like that Capaldi as the Doctor is just done with this. Like
Anyway.
Tennant. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm just saying, let's see if there is a duplicate here now that we haven't actually killed anyone yet.
Activated.
He's
Amazing!
yes, he is number 3. Oh, he kinda... Great rendezvous, huh? Give time. Not give time means... I'm not even sure what would happen if one of the duplicates killed themselves.
Yeah, that's... Well, the button's there anyway, so...
Yeah.
Do we just snatch him anyway?
Let's see. That's interesting. We actually could. Just leave him be.
Like I say, you teleport button's there, so you can just... Do we need to do much else?
Be good. Yes. What? Let's leave him be for now. And well, let's return in the next video.
Indeed, yes. See you soon, everybody.